over the
redder than usual, sweaty, deer in the headlights, because this is not the kind of reaction that he normally gets. But look, from a strategic standpoint, it shouldn't be surprising. Donald Trump's agenda and his policies are the furthest thing from libertarian that you can get. And so it doesn't surprise me that when he is somebody who wants to tell women what to do with their bodies, who wants to take away people's rights to vote, who wants to essentially control so many communities within the United States, and has said that he was going to be a dictator on day one, that's not something that libertarians are going to support.
Apologies, I'm still literally confined to bed, a little bit of bronchitis and flu, but I'll be okay. Something I do want to share with you, though, is Jim Acosta, Anna Navarro, I must pronounce the name right, so their reaction to the calamity, that's the only way you can describe it, over the weekend of Trump at the Libertarian conference, this level of arrogance where he thought that they would be cheering and rollicking for him. And he should just do some research that his message, his ideology is not really that rubber stamped, even in areas where he arrogantly thinks it would be. And how they're spinning it now, well, two things. Fox are refusing to play any clips of him being booed, and those on Twitter who always have to try and find some way of explaining the nonsense are trying to come up with the excuse, oh, well, he's now going into areas that President Biden wouldn't go into. Okay. That's not how you describe a loser, by the way.
You know, it was somewhat astounding, right? Because we are so used to seeing Donald Trump just in his, that MAGA followers are not going to get him into the White House. And that if he wants to get elected, he needs to go figure out how to peel votes from other groups that may not be with him traditionally. Now, it's a heck of a way to try to campaign and get somebody's vote by talking down to them and saying, yeah, go ahead, get your normal 3%, you bunch of losers. I mean, it was, and he looked pained. He was grimacing during the entire time. He's obviously not used to being outside the mothership, outside his MAGA bubble.
Wrote an article yesterday in which he mentions just some of the things that make me a libertarian without even trying to be one. That's nice. D-Roy wrote, Donald J. Trump will address the Libertarian Party at its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
And by the way,
Yeah, that was definitely not the mothership. And Maria, I mean, the other thing that took place, we saw RFK Jr. also addressing this convention. RFK Jr. going after Trump in these scathing criticisms on X. We can put, if we have somewhere, we can put. There's been a lot of discussion about, you know, who RFK Jr. is going to hurt more. This is kind of fascinating to see RFK Jr. really going after Trump like this.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I think that what has been surprising, that there's been several polls that have shown that RFK Jr. may actually take more votes from Trump than he does Joe Biden. And look, I don't think that's something that the Trump campaign up until now was prepared to face. I think that's one of the reasons why they went there. And now I think they're really seeing RFK Jr. catching up, saying, oh no, this guy could be a real threat to us.
Yeah, the Biden team, they've stood up a whole wing of the campaign to go to keep their eyes on RFK Jr. And Anna, I did want to ask you, get both of your thoughts if we've got time. What do you think is going to happen with this trial? I mean, and how all of this might affect the campaign. I mean, there's a new poll, relatively new poll, Marquette Law, saying that if Trump is found guilty, 43% of registered voters would choose Joe Biden. If he's found not guilty, the numbers flip. I mean, I know the polls are all over the place. We don't know which polls are up and which polls are down these days. Anna, but what's your sense of it? Could it have that big of an impact?
We've seen time and time again that they simply don't care. And I think this is baked into the cake. I'm one who has thought that this trial process has actually, in some ways, helped Trump because it's taken him off the campaign trail, and he is not on a daily basis saying the stupid things that he says when he is on the campaign trail. So in a way, and because there's no cameras in the courtroom. If there were cameras in the courtroom and we had seen the Stormy testimony, if we had seen the Michael Cohen testimony, if we had seen all of the things that we would see in a courtroom when there's cameras in it, I think we would all be transfixed. We would all have been watching this 24/7. But what we're getting from analyzing transcripts and
because of the trial, you can't get out on the campaign trail. Well, you got out on the campaign trail, went to a Libertarian convention. It did not
go so well.
Did not go so well.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, Anna might be onto something here, that perhaps it's not going to be the verdict. It's just going to be that Trump is going to be sprung loose to be out on the campaign trail and have these moments where he may have to come face to face with how the public feels about the way his 4 years in the White House went.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the important facets about that is that I think that many voters are going through amnesia. And so the best person to remind Trump what Trump is about is Trump, because he not only will do exactly what he did in the 4 years that he was in office, but he has made no secret that he would do that on steroids. He would institute mass deportation. He would institute family separation, rip children from the arms of their moms. He clearly has said that he would take away women's rights federally. He even talked about how he might want to regulate contraception. So I think Anna's right. The more that he is out there talking about the crazy stuff that he will do, the more it's going to remind people this is not somebody that is fit for office, and certainly not somebody that I want making decisions for my family.
Yeah, Anna, I mean, you know, that is that's something that the Biden campaign, they've been sort of criticized a little bit for maybe not doing enough. We saw a new ad from the Biden campaign just in the last few days trying to remind people, okay, this is what Donald Trump is about. Are the Biden folks doing that enough? Is the president doing that enough?
Trump to remind us of who Donald Trump is. And the second thing the Biden campaign and Biden has to do is be future looking, right? Look towards tomorrow for people. It's not just about vote for me because I'm not Trump and he is awful. It's about vote for me because I am the future, because this is what I offer you, because this is what I see in America's tomorrow.
All right, Marie and Anna. Looks like nice weather down in Palm Beach. Hope you're enjoying it, Anna. Good to see you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Yeah, but
Thanks, Maria.
I see the dog. Chacha wanted to see Buddy.
And me too.
Listen,
I know,
Lucas
so did
is jealous.
Duke. I know, they should just let us bring the dogs in. I mean,
I totally
I'm
agree.
putting that in the suggestion
I'll bring
box.
my two pups too.
There you go.